Namaste to all. Today being the Friday is our question answer day. I'm still waiting for a lot of people to join in to wish happy Holi. So wishing you all a very happy Holi. Today is the festival of colors. We all play with colors. Yesterday, like people do the rituals that we spoke about, and today is actually like where we go and play with colors. And Vimiji has got the whole background with colors so that we all know that today is Holi and shout Holi hai. So, now, so but like before that, we start with our question answers. If anyone has any particular question to ask, and majority of the time people have questions only towards the end and they don't ask questions when initially we ask it. Nobody has a question? Nothing in connection with the rituals or nothing in connection with the metaphysical aspect, but probably in connection with where you are facing problem, where you feel constantly facing the evil, where what is keeping us away from being one. Like, is there anything in connection with that? Because the takeaway for this week is to connect to the universal consciousness and to know that I am one. So that is the takeaway, because still we are not one, we are still divided and we are still segregating all the colors. So colors can be different, its vibrations are different, but yet it is one. If no one has any question, then we will not be able to allow anyone to ask questions further. We'll simply start with the downloads. Sarojji is clapping if I start directly with the downloads. Sure, guys. Nobody has any question to ask, right? Because if you have, you need to raise your hand and let us know about it. Vimmi, she has raised her hand or just said hi, I don't know. Mike, can you please unmute Vimmi ji?
I want to ask.
Yes, Vimmi ji, can you just
Yeah.
switch on your camera? It was on till now.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to ask, why is it difficult for people when they know they are in the dark? It is so difficult for people to ask for help. Why?
What happens is, number one, the darkness and the light is something which we perceive within us. So people may not perceive it as they are being in the dark and they are unable to see light, because I'm disconnected with the light for that much time and I'm still looking for it. But when it comes to asking for help, our entire existence is based on what we call I, me. So at the time of the birth, we have that universal consciousness and the oneness with which we operate with. We do not hesitate asking for help. Child never hesitate asking for help. Child will cry, child will shout, child will demand that I want help. But gradually child understands from people around them that for my existence to know that who I am or my identity, I have to establish my own self. And that transition of we being here and yet operating out of ego somehow we all miss out. And then it is that ego which doesn't allow us to ask for help. Because then there is an identity crisis. Then people feel that if I am asking for ego, I'm little lesser, or I'm giving power to somebody to judge me or somebody to control me. But at a deeper level, it surfaces out of a lot of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being hurt by them, fear of losing oneself. And what we don't realize, Vimlaji, is it's a very fine line. Ego is not bad because otherwise, without ego, I'm not existing. I'm not there. And how we say that, I'm the karta. In Gita also they say that, karma kiye ja, phal ki apeksha mat rakh. But to do karam, like I have to take the accountability and onus of what I am doing. What I am doing and how I am performing those actions, both. So that is giving me accountability. And that is giving me my purpose of life. That is giving me that I am the part of this universe and this is what I'm supposed to do. But at the same time, while doing that, it's not that everybody has the same way and same thought pattern. And then we accumulate a lot of fears, doubts, grief, sorrow. We get stuck to what has hurt us. And then we feel that if I'm asking somebody that, you please help me, which means I am believing that they are superior than me, which means I'm giving them power to hurt me. Some people have identity crisis, some out of fear, some out of what we call ego. Do not seek for help. That happens a lot till we are not logically analyzing everything.
I've seen many people, even though you want to help them and you go forward, they do not accept your help.
Yeah, the question is, why do you want to help everyone?
Not to help them, just like that. You feel like meeting them, talking to them, with no response.
As long as they perceive you as fear, there will be two things: they either avoid you or they attack you, because that body's natural mechanism of defense. So without any fault of yours, many times we feel that people just start shouting and screaming at you, and they've shut their doors to listen to. So in fact, one of that, I am going to take it during generation gap, though everybody during those 2 weeks spoke only about their children. But there are times, whether it is with children, whether it is with your parents, we do feel that they have shut their doors. And whether we do it with parents, it is about the people around you who have shut their doors to listen to you. And you cannot establish a healthy communication. So during generation gap, we will be taking a lot of hypno meditations as well. Because so that you can listen to those hypno meditations many, many times. And what happens with the hypno meditations? It starts reprogramming you. Because we can create a guided imagery there. So once the releases are done, we have opened up the door to the downloads. When we have those hypno meditations, it starts, you can create that new thing. For example, you want to be accessible to them. You want to have healthy communication to them. You get that joy of like being there together. When you actually, during that time, you can imagine that yourself. You are creating that as an image in your subconscious mind. And our fears are also our imagination, and reality is also our imagination. So subconscious mind does not understand what is my imagination and what is real.
That means you are still living in illusions.
I am living on this earth itself is an illusion, as
Okay.
per the spiritual books, because 90% of me is with Creator. There is death, it's an illusion. There is always life after life. But since I have a limited vision, so like from what angle and where am I standing when I'm looking at my life? So if I'm sitting in the room, whatever I see around me, I believe that to be real, but whatever happens outside is my imagination. So that's an illusion. But if I go up on the terrace and if I see a bigger view, whatever I see in my periphery is reality and everything else is an illusion. My problem is an illusion, and then I am the one solving it itself is an illusion.
But even though you see it everywhere around, that life is moving on.
Life will always move on. How will life stop, you tell me? What happened
Nobody's
2 seconds back, I cannot take it back, right? Even if I say that I started the class at 9 o'clock and I don't want the current time of 9:12, I want to go back to 9, I cannot. Because it's moving. What is moved is gone. But in reality, what they say is that our problems, we are stuck, darkness, everything is an illusion. It is just the absence of light. Like when we go to sleep, we do not sit and crib that, oh my God, there is no light. I'm not fearful about it. I'm welcoming it because I that is my rest time and we have adapted to that. We know that tomorrow morning there will be light. The sun will again come up, and the sun is not suddenly disappeared from the planetary situation. It is just that I cannot access that light. But I know that the sun is very much there. The morning again it will come. But in life, when we are in problem, we get stuck to that darkness.
Is it possible that the mind time difference of yours and the other people's could be there?
Say again, sorry, like I couldn't hear.
Yeah. I said that is it possible that the time difference of the mind, of our mind, along to match with other people's mind is there?
Forget about other people's mind, it is there, it is with our own self also. I mean, if I have to like not explain it in from the metaphysical perspective and from the perspective of the logic, we just have to like relook at our statements that we use. And majority time when even when we complain that nowadays my memory has gone bad, I cannot remember. But we still remember what people had done to us wrong. That memory never stops. It is always there with us. So in my mind, there is one reality and one picture which I have created, and I'm stuck there. And I'm not in the present reality. That it happened few years back, it happened few months back, but we are unable to move beyond it because somebody said hurtful words to us. Somebody did something which hurt us very badly. There is, so it was meant so that we remember, we learn out of it, we integrate the learning and the knowledge that we have acquired, like it moves towards the wisdom because it is that wisdom which we will be carrying life after life. That this is how it happens, and with our using knowledge as a tool wherever possibility, like what we wish to create, we transform that reality. But it is not that easy and it doesn't happen so easily to us because we are still stuck. We are still whatever is predominating all those memories. We're still, but because we have still not got that answer of why. So we all are the victim of why. Why did this happen to me? Why did they do to me? but I don't deserve that, but I don't understand why they did this. Or God, why did you do this to me? Why don't you understand? We never get stuck to when do I do it, where do I do it. That those are the easier ones to answer. But something that does not resonate to me, my mindset not resonating the other's mindset, is the problem, right? So your question
Thank you very much.
in a simple, what the from where what angle I am thinking, it's not necessary that you will also be thinking. My mindset is different from your mindset. Whether it is stuck in the time or beyond time or without time, two people do not have the same mindset of how, why, where, what,
Very true.
when. And then to be able to come on the same platform is an effort, because one has to adjust and adapt, one has to stop. I cannot catch a running train, no? Either the train speed has to go down, I have to run, or it stops. That's why we say stations. Nobody has, we do not station in our lives. We are constantly moving, moving, moving. I hope that answers your questions completely.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Happy Holi to all.
Happy Holi. Anyone else has any question to be asked? Is it that, we have so many questions in their lives, we are constantly asking. But when somebody asks that time, we are also stuck and we do not know what to ask. So we'll take Dr. Kavita Gupta.
So, Sangeeta, I just wanted to ask you about the generation gap thing. For the generation gap workshop, do we, like if we miss a session, supposing I'm not able to attend on 28th, would there be a recording which I can hear on the next date?
We will arrange for that, but you may not. Can you just mute because the voice is echoing? But we may not give you access to that recording all the time. But like the next class will be in the evening. So morning there will be a time which will be given to you, Kavita. And that time you can listen to that thing. But it is like, for people to understand that any of these are called release workshops. There are two kinds of workshops. One, when you are learning theta or you are learning week or you are learning past life regression, you are actually learning it to be able to use it for yourself. But the second is workshops like aligning your energy body or generation gap. They all are called release workshops, where you are not learning how to do it, but somebody is helping you with the releases. But they're very, very powerful. They are like multiplied by as equivalent to you are receiving that sessions. And like all the tools are being uniformed and all the tools are given to you. So it is not that I have to have a generation gap problem. Even if I don't have, I do have that gap between me and somebody else. Anything like, if I have to understand generation gap, that my thought pattern does not match with somebody else's thought pattern, right? So that's why when we communicate, we are unable to bridge that gap between two of us. Here we spoke about like between me and my parents or between me and my children, because it is in the genetic connection, and there is a sense of like, we are accountable to them. It is our responsibility. I want to do it and I want to change it. But at the same time, we want to establish a very healthy communication with everyone around us as well. Not being heard by, not being understood by. All of that like does bother us. So when we establish the new reality where I see myself being able to communicate with somebody else and being able to bridge that gap, now I know the know-how and the art of how to do that. If I can do it with one party, I can do it with other party as well. So you don't worry about by any chance if you miss out on 28th. There will be like, 29th morning, they will like set up some 2 hours where people can actually, but that will be a video recording. Because right now, 28th, I will actually come live and I'll be helping, but that time it will be a video recording, but it will still be helping a huge releases for each one. Yeah. Is there anything else, Kavita?
So yeah, I switched off that thing which was giving the echo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, oh, okay. Yeah.
So now you won't find the echo. I was wondering why you said echo, and then I suddenly realized I had put it on a loudspeaker. So because of that, probably. So, Sangeeta, like I wanted to
Yeah,
understand.
one sec. How easy it would be in the live where you can identify what is echoing back and coming back to you, those problems. And simply you realize that you had just put it on the loudspeaker and you can stop it. If we just had that on and off button,
Yes.
life will be so smooth and so easy.
So, Sangeeta, I wanted to ask you, like generation gap, you said is also like between people who are not your parents or your kids, like they're
No,
also.
see what happens is we will be focusing on uh, parents and the kids. What I'm explaining you is subconscious mind creates simply a pattern.
Okay.
We create a pattern where whether I feel not being heard by my parents, but the bottom belief is I am unheard by, I am misunderstood by, I feel unwanted, or whether we call a karmic pattern or inner child that we will be focusing on releasing as well.
Right.
So karmically is like always something or inner child where we do not get any logical answer to that question because it completely fails your conscious mind or your logical mind to understand, but why did this person do this to me? And then it is very difficult to make that shift from why to how to reverse or what next. So where here we will be focusing on what is the resolution part.
Yes.
So my patterns are like if I feel being stuck in one relationship, probably there is a higher chance I'm stuck in other relationships also.
Okay.
Because when you say that, say for example, one person says, my father never listens to me. They will always complain that my spouse does not listen to me.
Yeah.
Now my children stop listening to me because in reality, people don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Is the problem. So theta way of doing it is normally we still go deeper. So why do you feel people don't listen to you? Then what happens? What is the best thing? What is the worst thing? And like you go deeper, 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 deeper to identify that, why have you attracted? Why do you have those receptors? So during the class also, Kavita, is like when during master class, if I took you as a demo, during the class also we give demos. And we ask everyone, like, it does not matter whether you have that problem or not. When I'm doing releases, just say yes if it resonates to you. Because that is the problem with everyone. Like, one person is just representing, you also have a part of it. Or the like entire class knows while teaching, everyone starts doing it together. So they are also like releasing their own stuff.
So, like Sangeet,
Yeah.
unlikely to be on 20, I don't know. There's a schedule on 28th, so I may not be able to attend. That's why I was asking you this, that if I'm not able to attend, I'll try to attend still. But if I'm not able to attend, then you are saying that there'll be a video recording which will be made available on 29th morning.
Yeah. Go through that, do the releases. See, these workshops will actually be because That's why they are 2 hours, right? So there will be like the worksheets, there will be deeper explanations. So there will be releases through B theta. There will be meditations, which are longer meditations. And those meditations are meant to reprogram a new, to create a new reality for you. Whether it is healing your inner child, whether it is where the foundation of your problem where you were as a kid. So 90% of the problem comes from our childhood memories.
Yeah.
So those childhood memories where we felt those beliefs. So we recreating those beliefs whenever we felt that problem. So that will be like completely changed. There will be the meditations for when you communicate with younger generation and there is a gap that you don't understand that dialogue which comes. It's not only from that, from many, right? So there will be hypno meditation for that. And this will be like deeper meditations, probably that will be the last thing I will do because after that you will actually go off to sleep.
Yes.
Will be very difficult for people to actually get up and like, yeah, like probably, you have to switch off your laptop or something. But it is fine if you just lie down and then that time you are listening to it. But
So these
they do.
videos, Sangeeta, these videos will not be permanently available to us, no?
We have not yet decided. So like I'm not promising that.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
promising that. Like whatever the guidance will come to me,
Okay.
that is what
Because
we will
yeah,
do. Like honestly speaking, Kavita, like our video-based workshops are different, but like there we don't come personally to help you. Like we don't come and sit and because that there is a lot of energy which is passing on. Like probably even if you are on internet, the energies are always connected and there is an energy circle that we create when each one of us sitting in the different places, different countries.
definitely.
And the person who is sitting there is giving, but at the same time, like I mean there is a lot of energy is moving from here and there. So there's smaller workshops, we normally don't do that. This is something for the first time, like I am going to sit there personally. I
Yeah.
am going to release it. And this, as I said, like, these workshops are higher prices. But in Daily Theta, I had promised, so we kept it also like a very low price because it is including GST 1800 for 3 days, 6 hours. So basically, it is some 1550. And like if you just see the hourly prices, I mean, it is people are paying hardly like $250 per hour. Yeah. So this is like probably at this price also available only right now. 20th is the last day. Like after that, people will be paying 4,500. And probably next time when this workshop happens, it is for 4,500. It is not for 1,800. This time creator gave me the number 9 that do anything with the number 9 and for the releases. And I'm like, okay. So that's why like we wanted to like keep it at like what would be the minimum which people have value of it and allow the releases to happen. So book it even if by any chance you have not next time when the workshop is happening, whatever is booked, it's like the law of karma. Whatever is booked in your account comes to you. It actually comes to you. Like people book their sessions and workshop with us, and by any chance, last minute you cannot attend. Next time when the workshop is happening, you do it at that point of time. It is there with us. So that time, like you are doing that in that 6 months' time, 1 year's time, you will be doing that at the same price again. So do not think so much about it. And it's the irony of life, when I turned 50, I actually argued with Vana and because they disqualify us if we really put up Theta workshop at a very low price. We are actually at Sesta charging very low price for that. So they disqualify, our certificates can go. And I told her that, India always has the mindset that Theta workshops are expensive. I want to give people a chance to actually do this workshop at a very minimum price. And, with after so many of email communication and this, she gave permission. I said only once. And we put it at flat 50%. All the courses, everything flat 50%. And to my surprise, that time, like what people pay 29,500, so 25,000 plus GST for basic DNA too. That time they were getting to do it for 9,000. Okay. And to my surprise, only 4 people came. And so many of them came afterwards. And they're only, I asked them also, didn't you receive the notification that you were going to get it at such a reasonable price? And people just had one thing. Yeah, we thought it is so reasonable that there is something fishy about it. It can't be so reasonable. So there is something which is wrong here. So that is the mindset of people when something they get suddenly at a price which is low. Anyway, Kavita is, I can't see her, so I hope you have got your answers. It's already 9:32. We'll just do the downloads. Yeah, Kavita? Yeah. So do I have the permission to download and instill the feelings into each one? I know what it feels like to constantly stop questioning my own worthiness. I know what it feels like to allow myself to believe in myself and carry that energy with me. I release the need in me to prove myself to others. I release the need in me to allow others to make me feel like a victim. I release the need in me to give that power to others, to create grief and sorrow in my own energy field. It is safe, it is possible, it is okay for me to connect to the vibration of all the 7 colors of the rainbow. It is safe, okay, and possible for me to vibrate with the vibrational frequency of these colors. And it is safe, okay, and possible for me to live every moment celebrating life and celebrating colors. I know that it is completely possible. I allow myself to liberate myself from the chains of my thought pattern, which I may have accumulated through different cycles of birth and lifetimes that I lived, through different forms. May that be in the form of a crystal, plants, animals. May that be in the form of being in the planetary situation, and may that be in any element form that I may have stored. I allow myself to connect to who truly I am and to operate with the same. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill these feelings into each one, along with their higher selves, their angel guides, at the level of each one's readiness in the language that they understand the best. These feelings be instilled into each one as they say yes into their mind. On this group and later while watching the video, for each one's highest and best, the highest and best possible way for each one. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. I know what it feels like to move beyond the labels, judgment, tones, harshness of the people's words, thoughts, actions. I release myself, the need in me to suffer, to sacrifice, to be the scapegoat, to be the victim, to balance my karmic accounts with people. I choose to take in the learnings of life with the energy of love, care, being gentle, through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is. It is safe, it is possible. I understand the difference between my thought patterns and people's thought pattern. And I know what it feels like to allow myself to be always guided, to know I'm safe, I'm protected, and to allow myself to be in the energy of joy without giving power to anyone to get me out of my focus and to get me out of my balance, to misalign my energies. And I know I am grounded and I choose to operate in my daily life with the energy of being grounded, connected with the Father, Mother of the Mother Nature and Heavenly Father's energy, and that it is completely possible. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill these feelings into each one, into every cell of their body, every area of their life, at all the four level of the beliefs, for each one's highest and best possible way for each one. Say yes to receive these feelings. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to each one. You all can open your eyes. A very simple explanation for everyone that why on the day of Holi we are doing the downloads of self-worthiness and stop questioning ourselves and to move beyond the labels and all. It's simple that Holi is the festival of colors and each color represents a particular quality, a particular essence, and each color represents a particular vibration. To be able to be in that energy, it happens and it is possible when we believe in ourselves and we stop constantly questioning our own self-worth. So at a deeper level, everything begins because we are questioning ourselves. As long as we are questioning, we open up our energy field and allow others to question us also. So here we cannot shut ourselves from others, but we have to come from a very strong body of emotion, body of knowledge, body of wisdom, self-belief, to be able to access all the colors and to operate with the same. So those are the downloads for today. We all require releases because it's not only about our this one lifetime, it is about many, many lifetimes that we have lived in. So wishing you all happy Holi and wishing you all that you are always vibrating with the frequency of all the colors that are present and that life is beautiful and a celebration of colors for each one present here. Happy Holi to all. I will see you all on Monday. But just a reminder, as Dr. Kavita reminded me, if you have not yet registered, please register the generation gap without even thinking whether you have that problem or you don't have. Understand This releases as something each one of us require. So invest that time, energy, and money into you, because by the time we will see you on Monday, the prices would have gone higher. So if you still wish to register, please call up Meg and finish your registration. Happy Holi. See you all Monday. Have a great day and a great weekend. Bye.